our actions create our results, right? So if you're not showing up or you're not doing anything at all because you have this terrible emotion because of this awful thought, you can see how different the outcome can be if you just flip that thought. And you can see too that it actually starts with your thoughts. And great news here, you get to choose your thoughts. You are listening to the Beyond the Classroom podcast, a podcast for burnt-out teachers who know something's gotta give. After teaching for 14 years and feeling completely burned out for way too long, in May of 2022, I made a big decision and left the classroom. I now help burnt-out teachers like you take back balance and joy so you can wake up every day loving your life. In this podcast, we'll explore who you are beyond the classroom, whether you're considering leaving or wanting to make changes so you can fall in love with teaching again. Either way, I understand what it's like to be living a life that looks fun and cute on the outside. You know, summer's off, playing all day, off at 2 o'clock every day, but actually feels miserable and draining. I'm your host and coach, Sandy Patterson, and I'm so excited to help you step into your fullest potential and believe in that potential to make an impact on the world, not just survive each day. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello there, and welcome back to the Beyond the Classroom podcast. I am so excited to share that this is the second episode of 5 in the Business Builder Summer Series. Now, this is a 5-part series specifically for teachers, or really anyone who are in the beginning phases of starting a business. It's for teachers who are wanting to build a side hustle or turn your side hustle into your main source of income so you can have the confidence and freedom to make decisions based on what you truly want, not just what you think you should do. And so many of my clients are building businesses so they can gain financial freedom to move out of the classroom. So it's up to you. Now, if you haven't already listened to the first episode in the series, you can head back and listen there. It is all about ideas for your business in case you don't already have one. But we're going to assume today that you have an amazing idea and you're ready to start your business. Or maybe you've already started your business and you're in those beginning phases, right? You have this amazing talent or skill that you know you can help people with, and maybe you already are helping them with it, and you just need a little bit more guidance about where to go from here. So now that you have set your intention, you've got your idea, you are ready to start. And as you begin, you're going to want to stop and think for just a second about your mindset. Building a business is incredibly trying, and if you can get your mindset right before you even begin or as you begin, you're going to be so much better off moving forward, and things are just going to be so much easier. Now, this is exactly why we spend so much time on this in the Biz Builder 6-week group coaching program right off the bat. In this group coaching program, we don't even get into any business stuff until we've addressed the mindset piece, because your success in starting a business is 80 to 90% mindset. 80 to 90%, that is a lot. So very quickly, I'm going to go over how our thoughts work. So in life, there are circumstances, right? Circumstances are just things that happen all around us. They are not things that we do. They are things that are happening all around us. And all circumstances are neutral, okay? They are not positive. They are not negative. They are just neutral. Things happen, right? So something happens, and then we have a thought in our brain. A thought is just a sentence. It's a sentence that our brain produces, and that thought then, in turn, evokes an emotion. So I'm going to give you an example of this in business, and this is something that I've heard pop up. It's a small example, but we're just going to run with it today. So here's the circumstance, right? You post something on, let's say, social media, and nobody comments on it, nobody likes it, nobody's interacting with it, okay? Your brain, that happens, that is not bad or good, it's just something that happened. Your brain is going to produce a thought. The thought might be, oh my goodness, nobody likes me. My content sucks. Nobody's ever going to work with me. I am so awful. I should just quit. This isn't working. Okay. So that's one option of a thought. That thought is going to produce an emotion, and it is probably not a great emotion, right? It's probably like, not a great one. It's probably bad. You're probably feeling down in the dumps. You're probably feeling that's kind of a bummer, right? Now, once you have that emotion, the emotion is going to determine how you show up. It determines your actions. And you can probably imagine in that state of like blah, you're probably not going to show up in a very positive or energetically aligned way. Now, rewind back to the circumstance. So the circumstance was that you posted something on social media and then nobody's interacting with it. Now, the thought, you can switch that thought. Instead of that initial thought, the thought might be, I wonder why nobody is responding. Could it be that maybe I posted at a different time? Could it mean maybe that the algorithm is doing something different today? Could it maybe be that just my ideal client is not, that whatever content it was that I posted is just not sticking with them? I'm going to try something different. So there's going to be a very different emotion with that thought as opposed to the first thought, right? In that space where you're feeling more like curious and wondering and kind of looking, and the way that you show up is going to be very different. You're going to move forward in a very different space energetically. And here's the thing, our actions create our results, right? So if you're not showing up or you're not doing anything at all because you have this terrible emotion because of this awful thought, you can see how different the outcome can be if you just flip that thought. And you can see too that it actually starts with your thoughts. And great news here, you get to choose your thoughts. You get to pick your thoughts, okay? You don't need to be passive and just feel like everything that comes into your brain is truth. You can question everything. Now, this takes practice, of course, and it takes a lot of intentionality. But as far as business goes, you're probably going to come across a lot of interesting thoughts that probably, I'm guessing, are not going to serve you. This is all totally normal. And it happens to everyone who is in the beginning, especially to people who are in the beginning phases of starting and building a business. I am so excited to share this episode is brought to you by the Biz Builders 6-week group coaching program. Are you feeling stuck in teaching and wondering if there's more out there for you? Do you have a gut feeling you won't be able to sustain in teaching for much longer and you're not sure how to get the heck out? Do you have a side hustle or business you're wanting to grow to turn into your main source of income to get out of the classroom? Or maybe a business you'd like to nurture and save up money to have a cushion to get out of the classroom. Or even a side hustle you'd like to be able to put more time and effort into to see the possibilities of where it can go. This Biz Builder program is the ultimate program to help you lay the foundations of your business and fast track you to success without the guesswork and confusion. In the Biz Builders program, you'll gain the tools, mindset, and personalized support you need to build a successful and sustainable business so that you can turn your side hustle into more, see the possibility, and call the shots. If you are in the beginning phases of building your business, you don't want to do it alone because obviously that's no fun, and you need a little guidance, support, and accountability. Biz Builders is just for you. Feel free to book a call for more information. So today's episode, I want to share 5 things that I used to think or I caught myself thinking and how I flipped them to become a successful business owner. This is all about mindset today and how you can change your thoughts to change your results. Now, if you're in the beginning phases of starting a business, you've most likely thought one of these or all of them, probably 2. And again, I wanted to address this because it is so important. I think it is something that is skipped over quite a bit and not given enough attention. Your mindset is going to dictate your success in anything. Today, we're going to talk specifically about business, and these are thoughts that I had that I caught myself thinking. And then I was able to flip them over. So I'm curious to hear if you have had any of these thoughts as well. Okay, so the number one thought that I've had about starting a business was, I don't have a degree in business or marketing or sales. Okay, so it turns out that you don't actually need any of those things. All you really need is a willingness to learn and put in the work. You need resiliency and to be a problem solver. Seriously. Now, teachers value education. We know that. And I know plenty of teachers have invested money in perfecting their teaching craft, right? Or to learn something new or to better themselves as teachers. Now, would you feel better about going back to school to get a business degree? I'm guessing you probably don't want to do that. I know I didn't. And there are so many other ways to create the life that you want with what you already have. I hired a coach who was able to guide me and help me work on my mindset. I surrounded myself with people who were already doing what I wanted to do, and I just dove in and I did it. I had no degree. I had no background in sales, no background in business, literally had no idea what I was doing. And if you had have asked me a year ago, even if I would ever own a business, I would have been like, no way. But I just dove in and I did it. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty, but I did it. And you can too, regardless of what degree you have or don't have. So instead of saying, I don't have a degree in business or marketing or sales, that thought in itself is probably going to give you an emotion of like insecurity, I would say, right? And then because of that insecurity, the action would be to not even start, to not even show up. So instead of that thought, we can flip this thought to, I can figure anything out. I'm smart and I'm resourceful and I know I'll be able to figure this out. So you can see how that big flip there is going to help you in these beginning phases of your business. Now, thought number two, and I hear this all the time from clients. There are too many other people doing what I want to do. What is the point even? The market is so saturated. There's already people doing what I'm doing. I've literally heard this so many times. People are scared to start because they feel like the market is so saturated in whatever they're doing that even like, what's the point of even starting? Now, I'm here to remind you that there are over 7 billion people on this planet. 7 billion. No one, not one of them, will do what you are doing like you do. Yeah, you won't be for everyone, of course, but you will be for your people, and they're waiting for you. They need you simply because you're you and you have a unique style, personality, and nobody can do it or teach it like you can. You also have a unique perspective, a unique way of delivering information, and a unique way of just being. So who cares if other people are already doing what you want to do? That's actually a good sign that there's a market for it and that people need it. So now it is your turn to just go for it. Put your head down, stay in your lane, do your thing. So instead of that initial thought of there are too many people doing what I want to do, what's the point? You can flip this thought. Flip it to there's nobody out there that will do this like I do it. I have unique energy, presence, and style. My people need me, and I am so excited to serve them. Okay? Now, thought number 3 that's going to trip you up, okay? Especially in the beginning. Building a business seems like a lot of work. Like a lot. Okay, I'm going to be the first to tell you that building a business is a lot of work. I will say, though, that I taught kindergarten for 4 years before I left the classroom, and then I was a teacher for 10 years before that. And I truly believe that if you can teach and manage a group of kids, you have enough tenacity, drive, and grit to build a business. You can do it. I know this is 100% true. I have not met one teacher turned business owner who isn't ambitious, hardworking, and resilient. Yes, it's hard, but you know what? You have what it takes. You do. So instead of saying, oh, this is too much work, I don't think I'm going to go for it, you can flip that over to, I'm a hard worker, I can do anything, and I'm willing to do the work to make my dreams come true and to create the life that I really want. I'm going to go after it. Now, thought number 4, this is kind of like thought number 1. I don't know anything about business. And we talked about this earlier, and hey, guess what? Again, you really don't need to know anything. Well, you're going to learn, right? Here's the thing. You just have to be willing to learn. And I know that you are. We are teachers. We are lifelong learners, okay? We soak up information and implement. You can pretty much Google and YouTube just about anything these days, and starting a business is actually one of those things. So instead of thinking, I don't know anything about business, you're going to take on that same thought. I can figure anything out. I've got this. I'm smart and I'm resourceful, and I know I will be able to figure this out. Start from that space, that thought, and that emotion, and see what results you're going to get, as opposed to sitting in the, well, I don't know anything about business. I'm not going to do that. Okay, number 5, last thought that could possibly trip you up. This one almost got me. It is, I could just stay where I'm at. It would be way easier. Now, this one is true. It would be easier to just stay where you're at and suck it up, okay? But you know what's even scarier is staying where you are. Right? I know you feel this because you have that gut feeling that there is more out there for you, and that you could be in charge and call the shots and create something that is so magnificently and gloriously yours. You know you need more, and you know you're going to go for it. So instead of, I could just stay where I'm at, it would be easier, which is kind of true. But take on this thought instead. I am a badass and I go after my dreams. I don't settle. I go for the things I want and I make them happen. Okay, I would love to hear what thoughts you've had in regards to your mindset and how they've impacted you starting your business. Now, in the next episode, in episode 3 of this 5-episode Business Builder Summer Series, we're going to talk about the 4 things that you have to have in order to start your business. So I hope you will join us next week for that. And again, I would love to hear how these mindset flips have impacted you or your business, and which thoughts you are going to borrow and try on as you continue to move forward and kick some ass. All right, I'll see you next time for the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Classroom. If you know something has to change and you're ready to take the next step to make it happen, whether it's in or out of the classroom, let's talk it through together. Schedule a no-obligation chat with me and we can talk through where you're stuck, how to get you unstuck, and how to keep you moving forward. Schedule your free call today by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to connect with you.